Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to do a showcase on this Team Goten. This is the World Tournament reward card, so we're going to see just how good he is. But I just want to say one of the big flaws I feel like with the World Tournament is it's literally the biggest grind in the game, and the units I don't feel like they don't justify the grind. Like for how much you're grinding, these units should be way better. So the big problem with World Tournament units, one, is they're free to play stats, which to me they're not really. I mean, technically, I guess yeah, they're free to play, but it's such a grind. Like they should have like normal stats. Honestly, they should have like summonable stats. Not to mention, if you don't grind the World Tournament, you've got to pull on them with limited tickets. So it's not like you're still pulling with tickets you have to earn. So I don't know. I feel like they're closer to like a summonable unit than a free to play in that way. And then the other thing is they don't awaken right away. So we're looking at a level 100 unit here. So the thing is we're gonna in this video see if Goten is worth an entire weekend of grinding World Tournament to get him Rainbow. Now this is gonna be a 55% showcase because I do not torture myself with World Tournament. I go to 23 mil and then I jump out. So we're gonna take a look and see how good he is here in this showcase. So let's look at his passive here. So his super attack effect is raise attack for one turn and does supreme damage to the enemy. And then his passive. So he changes STR, the physical key sphere. So he is an orb changer. So right there, I think there is some value in just having an orb changer, whether it be for punching bag or just to support other units that want the same type orbs, right? He gets attack and defense 20% per key sphere, plus an additional attack and defense 5 per key sphere if there's a bond of friendship category ally in the same turn. So basically, if he has a bond of friendship on the rotation, he's getting 25% per orb instead of 20. And then he gets an additional attack and defense 100 while performing a super. So he's a pretty basic unit. You could say the orb changing is a little bit of support, but pretty much this is kind of just like meant to be an on rotation attacking unit. And when we look at this guy, we need to compare him to other units on his teams to see if we'd actually want to run him, right? I've got him all level 1 links. I haven't bothered link level him. He only has 6 links because he hasn't awakened yet. So I don't usually recommend link leveling units until they get their 7th link. There are some units that do fully awaken and stay at 6, but this guy should go up to 7. He's on like a decent amount of teams, but you know, World Tournament is probably like his best team for like where he can help because World Tournament is very limited. The problem is World Tournament to this day doesn't have a legit leader. But World Tournament, he definitely helps that because that was a really bad team. But like Hybrid Saiyans, like we're gonna look at this Goten and compare him to other Hybrid Saiyans. Are you really going to run him on Hybrid Saiyans, right? Hybrid Saiyans, Buu Saga, Goku family, Kamehameha. These are all ridiculously powerful categories with tons of good units on them, right? Siblings Bond and Bond of Friendship are a little bit more limited, but they're still like a good chunk of good units that are probably going to be better than this guy. So we're going to kind of check him out here and just see how he's looking. So this is the team I'm kind of running. I am running the Goku family team here with the STR Goku and Gohan. This will be a 170. I do not believe this Goten has a 200% leader skill right now. But I am going to link him up with this Goten for a couple reasons. One reason is he's sharing 4 out of 6 links. This Goten is a Goku family support, and he is also Bond of Friendship. So I feel like we're getting the most bang for our buck with this unit on rotation with him. And then I'm just floating other supports while I'll keep the 2 leaders on a separate rotation. So this turn here, we've got Goten 4 links. Now, his start of turn defense is only 40k, which is pretty abysmal. But let's go ahead and grab some orbs because remember, he gets a lot on orb, right? 25%. So 100k defense on orb. He's only raising attack on super attack effect. He is getting, though, another 100% attack and defense on super. So I guess after super, he's going to be like just over 200k defense. Now, for a level 100 free-to-play unit, sure, like if this guy were easily farmable, I would even say that's somewhat acceptable. But for the World Tournament grind, I don't know, because this guy, he's definitely not going to be, like 200k defense after super is not viable for hard content. And that was with getting a pretty healthy amount of orbs. I'm going to try to do a little bit of orb setup to get him more orbs. So a 2 mil attack stat, okay. So yeah, I mean, like sure, it's a fun little unit you can play around with, but realistically, I can tell you right now, he's not worth the grind. Now, one day he will awaken, and then maybe he'll be good then. I think what World Tournament units need is we need to start getting easy A's. Like, I think they've got to be getting to the point, and I believe they have brought up the idea of revamping World Tournament. In my opinion, whenever they decide to, like, revamp it, I think what they need to do is they need to start, rather than coming out with new units, start doing easy A medals, and maybe refeature like let's say you start with some really old World Tournament units that are going to easy A. You have their easy A medals as rewards, and then instead of having a new unit, just refeature them again for maybe players that never had a chance to get them. Something like that, right? Because then even if you're a veteran player that has them rainbowed, you can get the extra copies to make another SA5 copy to feed in and save Kai. Something like that, right? I think something like that would work. That would be on top of like a full World Tournament revamp. I mean, the orbs, because of orb changing, we've been getting nice orb setups, right? So this is with another support on rotation. So 52k defense, we're going to grab 12 orbs here. And okay, 144k defense, getting 100% on super. Now he's closer to 300k defense. I mean, that's not the worst considering what he is, and he hasn't awakened yet. But it's just gonna be so long until he awakens, and he's like, I don't think he's viable right now. Yeah, 2.8 mil. Like, like I said, for a free to play unawakened unit, like this is okay. Like right here, he's probably double digits. It's just when you're thinking of like other Dokkan Fest units, you're thinking of things like Red Zone, right? Like this unit really isn't going to be viable in those places. Um, they really do build these units like easily farmable free to play units, but they're not easily farmable. Like it is just too much of a grind. I feel like this unit should be a lot better. For this unit to excite me, he would be hitting like at least 4 mil attack stats. Um, Maybe like getting up to 400k defense. I mean, you really need like insane amounts of defense. But I will say that his defense is a little bit better than I thought it was going to be initially. So I am a little bit, I guess, impressed with that. But is this unit worth a weekend full of grinding? Once again, you'll have to ask yourself that. For me, the answer is a big fat no. And I've never, so like I'm someone that throughout the history of all the world tournaments I've ever done, I've never grinded enough to fully rainbow a unit in world tournament. I think the best I've done is like top 20,000, which I think gets me like one extra dupe or maybe two extra dupes. And over time, like by the time the units awaken, I usually end up getting close to rainbowing them anyway. So it's like, why stress out over it? If they came out with like some ridiculous godly unit, like somebody on the level of like high school Gohan that's like super defensive, if they came out with another unit like that and I had the time to do it, I would maybe be enticed. I could maybe be enticed. Now here's the thing with that Goten. Like I was kind of impressed with that turn, but that was on a 12 orb turn. Now we're only getting 6 orbs. So now we're like 200k, right? So because he's a nuker, you're not getting consistency out of him. So now I'm going to say this turn he's like super unimpressive. Like he's under 200k after supering here. His attack stat's probably going to be what, like maybe 2 mil, maybe 2.2? No, yeah, just under 2 mil. Like, yeah, like he's not impressive at all. Like you have to like basically be nuking with him to look halfway decent. Um, and you just can't count on getting 10 or more orbs with this guy all the time. Once again, he's gonna awaken. He's probably gonna shoot up to like 30. I mean, they could go crazy and do 35 or 40% per orb. Make him a double orb changer, then maybe we're talking, right? But yeah, for this team Goten, I mean, he's on too many good teams that like don't need the help, that there's just so many better options, or for the teams that like really need the help, they don't really have a proper leader and you're not going to run them anyways. Like where are you running the world tournament team? Like nowhere, right? World tournament needs a lot to like be viable or worth it. Now this Goten, I mean, if we look at other world tournament units, he's probably a decent pick for that team, but that's not because Goten is good, it's because the team is really bad. So anyways, I don't know that we really need to look much more at the Goten. I mean, he's kind of ranging from after super attacking 2 to 300k defense after super. He's hitting like low 2 mils to maybe like 2.8 to 3 if you get a lot of orbs, but not too crazy. Let's try to do something here maybe really quick. Let's go ahead. We'll make this the last turn, but what I'll do is let's try to get some of these physical orbs to smash together here maybe. See if we can't pick up a few more. Oh yeah, we got some more orbs there. And we are still just getting the 4 links. Here's a 10 orb turn, once again. So, and he doesn't like stack infinitely or anything, right? So the number, so yeah, 126. So he's going to be at what, like 260k defense in that range after super. So once again, it's sufficient for like normals and some hard content, but he's gonna get crushed on super attacks and anything that's difficult. Um, and his attack isn't good enough to justify being on rotation. Like the bare minimum, like if you're desperate for like an orb changer, you maybe run him as a floating orb changer. But outside of that, I can't really see myself using this Goten very much. 2.6 mil. So, anyways, there you go, guys. There is the World Tournament Goten. Let me know what you all think. Let me know if you think he's worth the grind. Let me know how your World Tournament grind is going. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all on the next one.